Hi, ladies. I'm about to tell you something that you're going to doubt. Today, I went to the salon. I needed something there. I needed some help. And I went there and I got the help that I needed. I even got help that I did not need. So while I was seated there, my hairstylist was working on me. A lady, I think a friend of hers, passed by and they started talking. So when they were talking, I was having my phone. I was forced by circumstances to keep my phone back in my bag and sit silently and listen because their story was very interesting. So, this is what she was saying. Her neighbor's child, who is a girl, so her neighbor's daughter, is insisting on sleeping in her house. And she doesn't want her to sleep in her house because she doesn't want children in her house. Okay? And I think that is justifiable. I mean, she doesn't have children with her, and she shouldn't be forced by circumstances of other people to have a child in her house. So, the reason why the child wants to sleep in the house was what interested me. Because she was saying that this girl is telling her that she doesn't want to sleep in her mother's house because the mom wanampigia makelele na anko. Yeah. So this child we are talking about here is 6 years old. So it's a small baby. And it got me thinking about my own childhood and the traumas that I received in my childhood. And I had a situation similar to that child. When I was little, I didn't stay with my mom for, I did stay with my mom. I used to stay with my mom, but I also stayed with other people who were supposed to be my guardians. And I kid you not, I found myself many times in the situation of that girl, where you are in the same room with someone who is supposed to be your guardian, and they are indulging. They are doing the do with you in the same house. And sometimes you want to say that maybe you can't blame them because the house is small and they were doing it at night and they actually thought you were sleeping. But why would you want to do this? Why would you want to have sex with a child in the house? And that thing traumatized me, guys. It did traumatize. I was a traumatized child because, first of all, you are sleeping and then you hear people making these sort of noises that looks like distress, but they are not the normal kind of distress that you're used to hearing. And now you do not know whether you need to act, you do not know whether you need to help, but you are so young that you cannot be able to help. So it becomes very disturbing and very traumatizing, especially because it's coming from people you trust and people you love. Okay. And now you are right there sleeping and you are pretending, you end up pretending that you're sleeping, and they continue doing, they start it and they make all those noises you make until they finish when you're there pretending that you are sleeping. And you think maybe something bad is happening to the lady that you love, that you care for, that you look up to. But then after some time it goes down and it becomes silent and it seems like everything is finally okay. And you just fall asleep after all this fear and tension and other feelings that I cannot be able to put in words. Okay. So there's nothing that can erase that experience from the mind of a child. So you become traumatized for life. And I know some people are ignorant enough to think that when you get older, you're going to understand what happened, what was going on, and you're going to get, to be okay with it. There is nothing you can do with traumas. Traumas steal from you a life that, an experience that you should have experienced. It's like it takes away your childhood, it takes away your innocence, it takes from you things that you can never get back. So, why are we traumatizing our children, ladies? Why in the sweet hell are we traumatizing our children? Why are you sleeping with a man in the same room with your child? Why? And it brings me back to the things that I was mentioning in the video that I did yesterday. Go there and look at that video. And sometimes you are going to stick in a certain relationship, in a certain marriage because of your children, and you are going to end up losing both the marriage, both the time of your life that you'll never get back, and you lose your child. Because once you bring up a traumatized child, then you are potentially creating a human who will never reach their full potential. Or maybe they're never going to be of that much impact to your life that you expected them to be. So I am going to insist again. If you are a lady, you live in a single room. Why would you date a man who cannot take you to a lodging when they want to have a time with you? Why would you date a man who cannot afford 1,500 shillings to pay a lodging? If that man cannot afford 1,500 bob, or he's not willing to sacrifice 1,500 shillings, what benefit is this man bringing to your life? One day meal. One day meal. That is what he's bringing. Why would you choose that for yourself? I know sometimes you're hungry, you do not have food, maybe you are going through a lot. But why can you not find another time to sneak in that man to that house if it is that dire? Sneak that man into that house when the child is not there. Maybe during the day, maybe I don't know. But why would you be with such a man? Why? Imagine this man cannot sacrifice 1,500 bob to pay a private place for you to go with him. This man cannot even afford to take you to a restaurant. I believe so. I don't believe that a man who cannot afford 1,500 for a lodging can be able to take you to a good restaurant for anything. That man is the kind of men who do not accept to use condoms. A condom costs 150 shillings, maybe to 300 shillings, maybe more. I have no idea. Why would you want to be affiliated, associated with that kind of a human being? Are you not afraid that you're going to create another human? Because you are risking getting another pregnancy with a man who cannot afford you 1,500 bob. Yeah. So if you are living in a single room, you're living in a bed sitter, you are living in a one-bedroom apartment, you do not qualify to have a man in your house at night, especially if you live in a one-bedroom apartment and your child sleeps in your bedroom. You do not qualify to have a man sleep in your house. I even don't understand why in hell you want to have a man in your house. If a man cannot afford you an apartment that is enough for you and the children that you're bringing up, that man doesn't wish you well. That man is a liability to your life. I am telling you, people say that women are liabilities to their men, but men are the greatest liabilities to women. Because when a man who is not capable of providing efficiently for you is going to put you in a situation worse than his situation, he's going to make sure that you're going to suffer. He's going to give you children that he cannot raise. And then because he cannot raise these children, he's going to leave them to you. Why are you doing that? If sex is this important, my ladies, why wouldn't you then purpose to have responsible sex? Because look, I understand you are on a dry spell. I understand those stuff. If then it is this important and you must have it with this man who is incapable, who doesn't qualify to have no pussy. He doesn't deserve one. Why don't you then pay for the lodging and spare your child a lifetime of trauma? Why? First of all, you have a child with an irresponsible man. That is why your child is calling him uncle, because it's not the father. And then you bring another irresponsible man to destroy the future of your child, to destroy the mental health of your child. Why? Why? Why, my ladies? Just help me understand. I am innocent. I am naive. I don't know nothing. Please help me understand. We are going to agree that if you're going to be watching my videos, first of all, and you live in a single room, it is okay to live in a single room as a woman. It is 100% okay. It's okay as a woman to live in a bed sitter. It is okay as a woman to live in a one-bedroom apartment. But it is not okay for a woman to live in those places with a man. I am telling you today, without fear of contradiction, that you can leave any man you are dating if they live in those 3 places that I have mentioned. Why? Because majority of these men are not ready for the consequences of their actions. Yeah. Even if they feel like they are ready, they are not capable of those responsibilities. And trust you me, I am speaking this out of experience. I have a vast of experience since childhood of these things. I know I look young, thank God. But I have a vast of experience, and I have proven and confirmed. I have not used my situation. I have also observed, because I was keen. When something happens to you from an early age and things starts happening to you from an early age, you become very curious. You start watching to see if you're crazy, to see if you're alone, to see if these things happen to other people, so you can bank on my experience. Stop it. As a woman, you are very much okay being single. You are very much okay being single than being with a man who cannot afford the basics of life. You are very much secure being single and alone and suffering and not eating the best food and not wearing the best clothes and not doing your nails and not doing your hair than a woman who is with a man who has no potential, who cannot potentially provide for her. And if you want to bring me stories of women who've been with men wakiwa chini and then they persevered and then God blessed them and then they got money, I want you to gather those women. I want those women to come here and comment below my video and tell us that they are living a happy life with those men. I want them to come and tell us that they are men after sacrificing everything for them, after giving their all to them, after staying with them and persevering and building a future together. I want them to come and say below this video that they have been respected, that those men are giving them the best of life, that those men are not cheating on them, that those men are ensuring that they are not lacking at all, that those men are not mentally abusing them, that those men are emotionally available for them. If I am lying, I want someone to come and comment down below and tell me that I am a liar. Leave men alone, guys. Women, if especially you are a young woman, if especially you do not have a child, if especially you already have a child, you need to leave men who do not have the capacity to provide sufficiently for you. Leave them alone. Especially, stop bringing men to your houses. If you are living in any lesser than a 2-bedroom apartment, never bring a man in your house. If that man is helping you financially, let that man also be responsible enough to pay somewhere that you can go and meet other than your house, especially if you have children. That way, we are going to reduce the cases that we are having of children who are traumatized, humans who are damaged, children who cannot respect their parents, children who are calling their parents' names out here. And we can contribute to a healthy life. Let me know down below if I'm lying. If I lie, tell me I lie. I don't like lying. I lie, tell me I lie. I go stop.